do record there. Okay, welcome back, pets! Today we're looking at Alchemist Simulator, a game where you take over your grandfather's alchemist shop. I have already started a campaign, so it'll be easier to show you some of the features of the game. When you start, you have a couple things to understand. First is you have a mailbox. These are all the quests that you can do. Some of these quests are learning quests, some of them are just money quests, and some of them are critical quests. So like in this case, this is a critical quest, and this is a learning quest. And we'll take one of these learning quests. In this case, we're going to make a burden potion, and I'm going to accept it. Now, when you're making a potion, there's a couple things to keep in mind. First is this book. In this book, the first page that shows is what your current experience level is. Now, it's not hard to grandmaster in this. You do that in, I don't know, what day is it? I'm not even sure what day it is. It tells me how many days it's been. Profile. It is, I'm 16 days in, and I'm already a Grandmaster. So it's not hard to unlock to your mastery level. So this really doesn't matter much. It's just a good guideline for later on. This is the most important pages you have to worry about. The left-hand side is traits, and the right-hand side is what you can do to refine those traits. You have purity, and you have different elements here. This is like purity and the darkness trait. And then, hold on, let me go to the other board. I can't remember all of them offhand. Okay, so it's the same chart except it's turned the other way. So at the bottom you have purity and corruption. And then you have order and chaos. Then you have destruction or fire-based magic and consolidation or cancellation and or ice-based magic. Then you have life and death magic. When you're using the different tools, it matters what they do. So when you're doing cleansing, it will take away either the positive or negative traits. That is this one here. This is one, cleansing. So this will remove one side of the tree. So take all your positive or all your negative traits off of whatever material you're using. The cut, this is just your second thing you do. This takes out a whole row or column. So if you take life death, for instance, you'll take all life and death traits and remove them. You can only do this once, so you have to pick which one you want to do very carefully. If you have more than one, then you need to be removed. The next thing, the third thing you'll usually do is dry, which moves traits to a weaker state. So if you have this one here, this wind with the ball, and you dry it, it'll go down to the blowing wind. Conversely, if you use the pestle and mortar, it will improve a stat. So it'll go from this wind to this ball, or from this ball up to the total chaos. So that's these four, what they do for you. The juicer I haven't gotten to yet, so I don't know exactly what that does. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm working on it. So think about it this way. You clean it, you cut it, you dry it, and then you grind it. And that's your water. The next page is your upgrades. So you can upgrade all of your equipment. Your cutting board, your mortar, and your bookshelf. You can upgrade. So the cutting improves the knife's cutting quality. So how long it takes and how long it lasts. The mortar will improve the grinding quality. And the bookshelf is how much you can actually store. This is the next section, your recipes. And this is really important because when you don't have a quest up like I do right now, see, like this quest tells me it's a burden potion and it's going to take the ice hand and 2 apples. But if I don't have that and I wanted to make, say, a healing potion, I could come into the book and it will tell me how to make that healing potion when you don't have a quest. The last section is all of your reagents that you can use for your ingredients. And you can look through here to find whichever ingredient you need. And it will tell you what properties it has and a little bit about the actual ingredient. So in this case, we have to make this burden potion. So we need the ice hand. And the simplest answer is to look for the ice hand on a particular item. So like here's a cocoon. It has the ice hand. We'll buy one. And the other one's this little apple. So we're going to look for the apple. And see if we can find one. Let's see. Okay, so this one here. The vines. And we need 2 apples. We've already purchased it. So now what we do is we go over to the ingredient bin and we pick it up. The ingredients automatically put themselves on their shelves. However, if you have ingredients in the bin, you can't do anything else. You have to take care of the bin. Now, if you notice, this particular item has fire and ice. We need the ice. So we need this one. We don't need this one. So because of this, in the early game you wouldn't be able to use this item. You'd have to use something else. But because I have, on a later game, I actually have the washroom. So we can clean off. So this is positive traits. This is negative traits. We need the ice, which is negative. So we can come down here, set it to positive, and throw it in there. And then we get rid of the fire. Now I can take the vine, which is the growth, and the gravity, the apple, and we only need the gravity trait. So what we do is we use the knife cutting board to cut out life and death. And now it leaves me just the gravity trait. And we'll throw that into the pot. And we'll grab this one, do the same thing. And here we go. Our little cocoon's done, so we'll throw that into the pot. This is done, and I'm actually going to clean the knife. Do that, and mix it up. So you know, thinking multiple things at once. I got the knife sharpening, I've got the pot cooking. I could order more ingredients if I needed to. So then we take the bottle, we take it to the rat, and give it to her. And she'll give us a little story at the bottom. Now once you're done with all of your daily quests, this one right here, the cold resistance potion, if you make those and sell them to her, give them to her, she'll go sell them for a big profit. Other potions may or may not break even unless they're on sale. So you want to make sure you keep an eye on the prices. We're going to make the select potion real quick. So we need a fish. You'll see why in a minute. Then we need unstoppable life. Yes, I need an unstoppable life. The last was that wind trade. And we use a polar fish. These would be pretty easy to use. This takes some practice to get used to which regs you want to use. So it's a tricky one. So in this case, we have life, we have ice, and we have purity. And what we need is we need just the purity. Oh, I need clarity, not chaos. I need clarity and chaos. Okay, so we're okay. So in order to get this, we need to get rid of the ice and we need to get rid of the life. Well, what we can do is we can wash out the negative traits. So do this to negative, change the bin out, toss that in there, get rid of the negative traits, and we can take the fish and cut out the cold, which leaves us just with wind, and then put it in the pestle and water, and that'll improve it to the chaos trait. The last one we need is this one, parsley, and the parsley has life and purity. So we'll get rid of the life, take this, toss it in there, and we'll take that, which gives you my purity trait, and this one, so I need to get rid of that life. So we'll cut out the life, and this is just our purity, and mix it up. Fairly simple. Very simple to do. And then we take this potion and turn it our luck potion. So like I said, the rat will buy and sell items for you, as well as do deliveries. The book tells you everything you need to know. These shelves store all of your goods that you need, that you have on hand. And over here is the drying rack. I didn't use the drying rack today, but this is your drying rack to move down. And this shelf here is for your finished components. Like this one here is parsley that's been upgraded to the light trait. And you can put, I think it's 6 up here. And these are finished potions. So if you actually have a need, I think I have a cold resistance potion. That's what you wanted? Yes, here, cold resistance potion. So I can sell that. You want to sell it to potion? Yes, I do. And tomorrow, she'll give me some money for the cold resistance potion. And you want to watch the clock, because when you hit midnight, it'll force you to go to bed. And I'm not going to let it force me. I'm just going to go ahead and go. But something to be aware of is there is a bug in the game where you will lose ingredients. So if you leave it on the cutting board, if you leave it on the drying rack, if you leave it in the mortar, or do you leave it on the wash rack here, it won't be there in the morning. Now, the developer is aware of it, and they'll fix it eventually, I hope, because it should persist, but it is currently a bug in the system that you currently have to worry about. But that's pretty much a day in the life of the alchemist. And like I said, every day you get new quests. This is our quest here that we have to actually finish to progress the story. This one here, if you look at this quest, they just want some luck. So it's just one luck potion. And this one here is a choice. So I can either build a deception potion, or I can build a burden potion. And you have to kind of figure out which way you want to go with these, because each potion has different ingredients, and maybe you want to look them up. Like, if I come over here to potions and say I want a deception and a burden. So deception potion takes ice blocks and these two, the blind and the no eye, versus the burden potion, which is the ice and ice hand and 2 gravities. So if you actually look at here, so you need darkness and ignorance for the one, and you need constation and gravity for the other, as well as chaos. So those are the chaos, but ice. So those are the ones that you would need, and you can go through the item list to say, okay, well, what do we need? Well, for burn, I need ice and 2 gravity. So let's look at that. We did that one a bit ago. So you would need a cocoon and these vines. So I can do this, grab a cocoon, go grab that burden potion, which is this one here. It's also worth more. And we can make the burden potion. I'll go over here. Right, I need to get rid of the positive trait. And then the vines are up here. And cut out the life. Throw that in there. And this is it. This is pretty much the game in a nutshell. There is a mildly entertaining story about all these people you're helping and how they relate to each other and deciding which potion to make on those decisions. I don't know if it actually has any bearing on the world in any way, but it gives you different story elements. And we'll go ahead and grab this one here. Grab the luck potion. And if you notice, there's a rat down there. You have a rat running your sharpening stone. It's very interesting. So for this one, we needed a fish. We needed unstoppable life. And maybe some parsley. I bought some extra parsley because I use a lot of parsley. So there's no reason not to grab parsley. It's like the fish. I always keep a few fish around. Because you need it. You just need the fish. So. And then we'll grab parsley. And grab that. Put that into the bin. And we'll grab that. Put that into the bin. Then I just have to grab this and recycle that. And cut out life. Oh! Apparently, Mysterious artifact from age long gone. It is super hot. You pick up these gifts. Like these flowers are from Miss Rosa Venium. And there's the trash can, so if you really screw something up, you can throw it out. I don't know why you'd ever want to. Here, these cards were a gift. Yeah, you get these gifts from different people. It's very interesting. I should set that, make it, but yeah. Luck potion. Check the clock. I got plenty of time. So I'm going to go ahead and do this last one here. And they want a cold resistance potion. So I need coal. Coal is very easy to deal with when you deal with these cold resistance potions, because what you do is you cut out the life at the top and leaves you just with the fire. And then I can come over here and dry it. And you can dry more than one thing at once, so. Let's grab that, toss it down there, grab rid of the coal, and then we cut out the fire. Add it to that into the bin. So there's the healing. And see, these are now downgraded one step. And let it go. Now I was going to do something. Here we go. So see, this has a castrum and a heat, and I wanted to see something. If we grind this up, since one's maxed and one's at minimum, this is probably just going to get thrown out. So, be aware. Okay, so when it came out, it was still maxed on the castrum, and the fire was upgraded. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, though, is I'm going to wash. Nope, can't wash it. So you can't wash it after you do the grinding thing. So this is just going to go in the bin, because that's useless. Grab the potion, try it in. Does not stay in the earth for long. Run through I can break it. Yeah, I hope so. Anyways, you reached another milestone. You are now ready to wield the most dangerous in our workshops, the juicer. Oh, so I got the juicer. It removes essences of all branches except the selected one. For example, if you run with heat cold chain selected, you put the ingredient with cold growth and ground aspects in, you will only get cold. Okay, so the juicer is the reverse of the cutting stone. So the cutting board removes one line. The juicer removes all but one line. So let's see here. This one here, the ginger root. The ginger root has life, it has ground, and it has ice. So if we put it on the cutting board, we can get rid of one of the three. But if you put it into the juicer, we can select which one we want to do. So let's say we want to keep the life element. Okay, or chaos, purity, corruption. Okay, whatever. Okay. So we can go down here and go back to the life. Maybe it's bugged because I was holding it. Oh. Okay, so life, death, and then we toss it in here, I guess. I don't get this. The shark's over here, and the machinery's over here. Don't quite get that. I guess it goes through the wall. So now I have an essence of life, which I can use for a potion later. And that's it. That's all the equipment. And the juicer did exactly what I thought it might do, which is the reverse of the cutting board. So we can check to see if we can upgrade the juicer. I don't think we can. We cannot. So I just upgraded the pestle and mortar. And let's look at that real quick. So in this here, 1 tier's empowerment set. Power essence 2 tiers. So this is good because if you wanted to take, say, parsley, which has growth, which is a 1, and clarity, which is here, and clarity, which is here. So if you wanted to just take growth to life, you would use the single setting. But you could take the clarity setting and take it to purity by using that second setting. And this one here might be 3 steps, which would only be useful for the life and death tree. Because life and death tree has a wider stance. But this is Alchemist Simulator. I might do some more of this later. Let me know if you want to see more of this particular game later on. And have a good night.